Bing, bang, bong. It's time for the UK's finale. Here I am on the set of the UK main stage, getting ready to crown the queen. And I'm happy to be here with my co-host who's been talking up this UK season all season long. Here's Summer Rayne.
Oh my God. Sorry, you just caught me at the end of trying to pay my fare, trying to get to you, girl. Here you are, still 3 trains, 2 horse rides, a mule up the side of a mountain, and an alpine slide down the other side of the mountain away from me, but I'm getting to you. It is me, Summer Rayne, and we're here for another episode of the Scandal Sesh of UK, the finale. And we have an extra special guest with us. Let me introduce to you our friend and dearest lovebird, Katya.
Oh, so good to be here.
Katya, you've arrived.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. You're giving me a little Katie Price. I just got back from a stables. My horse was...
The hooves are the nipples of the feet.
Houston.
You're looking a little long in the face today. A little giving me some Alaska Thunderfuck vibes.
I had a little work done. I didn't think anyone would notice. Okay. I forgot I had this. I brought this with me.
So before we get into that, Katya, let's let our viewers know after the show's over where they can find you. What's your Instagram, your YouTube, your Venmo?
My Venmo and Instagram are Clip Clop Katya now. I've actually synced up some things. I'm simplifying my life. And I guess I am on YouTube, also on Clip Clop Productions, and Katya Presents on Instagram. Yeah, you can find me around behind the Trader Joe's. I'm not OnlyFans. My partner is, but I am, and I'm all for it. But I'm just like, I am, I'm a huge slut, but I like to save it for live action.
Oh, are you on Twitter? Ooh.
I am on Twitter. I am on Twitter big time. I love Twitter.
Twitter, the new Tumblr, our favorite place to hang out.
Oh my God. I don't even know it's just porn and drag. That's what my life consists of.
Porn, drag, politics, memes. The pillars.
I had to finally separate and create a new Twitter just for my porn, so that, because it was really annoying when I'm cruising through Twitter and having fun, diddling myself, and then all of a sudden I come across a drag queen. I'm like, wow, buzzkill.
Also,
right
this is Peach's face. So Peach's face is you're when you're diddling yourself, Peach is stop being weird.
That's the face I make when I'm mid-beat and I'm scrolling through Twitter and there's a drag face just like Katya right now.
I mean,
I know the look.
And then it's oh my God.
Yeah.
There's a couple drag queens that I don't mind. Like if I scroll across Jackie Cox's page, I'm still gonna keep going.
We get it. You like Jackie Cox. Oh my God. She brings it up any opportunity she can get.
No, who's the one from UK? Series 1, Crystal.
Kate?
Oh, Crystal has a hot Twitter, yeah, and so does Gothy Gothy Kendall has an OnlyFans.
A lot of drag queens have OnlyFans. Yeah, and I love that. That's intersexualism. That's literally all about how
the Vixen has.
The Vixen and I have sexed it. Also, Perry and I both have a thing for Drag Race queens. Some more than others, though.
I mean, I definitely have unfulfilled sexual fantasies for Adore Delano, but just
And you fulfilled some of your fantasies with RuPaul, but don't try to play coy on your own show, mister.
Oh my god!
I mean, is stunning, but and a very nice little round ass. And what was
on that note, Drag Race UK. Excellent.
Speaking of Drag Race UK, let's talk about, before we get into the actual finale, let's talk about what were some of your favorite looks and moments of this season so far?
Oh man. I think one of my absolute top favorite moments was when Ahura came out in that blue, she made that recycled lip.
Yeah.
But like, it just reminds me of a dinosaur, like the little raptor.
Blue is my color. Like everything I own is that blue. I live for that blue.
It's just so intuitive, and the way that she had constructed that to flip out like that. Oh my god!
To create something like that is, she's really. I really have come around. Because again, a horse and another. She kind of like reminds me of Gottmik in many senses. Like I have many friends like that who are just sort of, I think, sort of like taking at face value as vapid because they're pretty or fashionable, but really are really smart. To construct something like that, you have to be able to think like 10 steps ahead of where you are right there in that moment. So sorry, I interrupted you though. I love her though. That was what I think.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, Katya. Do whatever you want to me.
Summer, it is 6 p.m. Get a grip.
Cheers.
I think Ahura had some pretty fierce looks this season. She also had like just a great story arc. Like, I definitely wasn't a fan at the beginning, and she grew on me. That moment with Tia Coffee, I actually thought it was gonna go bad, but it went great. They excelled on that challenge. That challenge was one of my favorites. Yeah, I was really like all uphill for.
Also, I think it goes to the, I should have been, Bimini. I mean, Bimini, especially when she came back, her runways have each been, and I said a little bit off camera, but like, that is my kind of queen. Gorgeous, weird, pearls, smart, funny, just like she hit all the boxes for me in so many different ways. Unusual, like it was never what you thought it was going to be. Also, like when they did the amoeba thing, I was like, even if you didn't know that was an amoeba, she looked couture. Like she just looked so, everything had a purpose and a meaning. And especially hearing her share about how like when she came back, she really was like, I'm here for my friends. I was like, wow, I enjoyed a lot of her runways because like I love, because I don't know if you Cody James, follow Cody James on Instagram, but she just gave me Cody James vibes. Like really, you know what I mean? I mean, if you've seen Cody James, she does stun, and then it's like slut, but it's concept and it's just, yeah, great.
Her
a lot of
amoeba / bacteria was definitely one of the best looks of the whole season. Like,
oh my god.
It was just, and I'm not exactly like, I'm kind of tacky, like I'm a tacky person in terms of like taste. Like I like things that are like coordinated. Like that was just a really ethereal, beautiful moment. And like, I think like just another, and also what a great way to think outside the box. Like we are primordial goo, right? Oh my gosh, her conversation with Ginny like actually brought me to tears because like I'm a little non-binary slut. And I was like, wow, this is like a conversation that I've had in my head before. And I was like, thank you. Like that was I really like Bimini for the representation that I felt too. Also,
yeah, honestly,
does she have like a Lisa Limbaugh quality to her? I don't know if you guys know Lisa Limbaugh, but
yeah,
she's like a Lisa Limbaugh. Like you're in on the joke with her. You're always in on the joke with her, which I love.
Shout out to Lisa Limbaugh. I love her. I used to work with that queen.
Oh, that's right. She told me about that. Also, you used to work with Chance.
Yeah, Chance.
I also just, anytime Tia Coffee was in the confessional, Tia Coffee's confessionals were my favorite moments of UK.
I don't know. And then Joe coming back.
Joe's looks since they came back, I'm like, it's such a shame that they don't have like TV quality,
But her look that she had coming out in the finale with the ship on top, that was so cool.
And her actually, if you look at her outfit when she's like performing, like when they're all, because also like not to spill the tea too much, but when they came out, I actually cried. I'm such a little Pisces baby. I was like, oh my God, they're all here. It's so cute.
Oh
Because
my
it was like,
God.
it was such a, I didn't see it coming. And also I love how like sometimes I feel like, again, RuPaul, she's off her beta blockers. Like she was surprised. She was like, oh my God, I forgot I invited 6 people and they had this whole choreographed dance.
We said favorite looks of the season, and you were talking about Joe. So for my top 2 favorite looks of the season, I already said Bimini's Bacteria, but the second one was Joe's Seaside look. That was fucking amazing. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the H&M. Yeah, that one's good.
Have you guys already beat that to death? Have you guys already talked about that on your show?
We did a little bit, but chime in. Like, there's nothing.
Oh, just, I mean, especially because like I feel like something that Perry, you and I have talked about, like and I don't know, miss is a weird word for me because like I wasn't living in that space in like 2000 to 2010 when drag really was just like you went to H&M, you bought a girl's skirt, a girl's tank top, heels that your toes went over, and that was see, because like I think there is a little bit of the, like it's funny when RuPaul's like she's missing the grit. I'm like, honey, you're missing the grit. I'm like, do you remember what it was like when there wasn't 50 people styling you? I mean, I know that it's like a show and everything, but like I thought Joe, that comment was like a little off-putting. I understand the message behind it, like you have to make something star quality, and like I think Joe didn't do that, but like just to like go off like I don't want to see any fucking, I'm like, that is
when RuPaul was like, no more H&M, Michelle's like, unless you're gonna rhinestone the hell out of it. Like Michelle's always like, on Twitter also, Michelle was like telling people like, she's not telling you that you need to spend more money, it's just spending your money wisely and knowing what to do. And like if Michelle wasn't there sometimes to like correct RuPaul
PR her
for her, like
well, because then I think that is, again, it's not necessarily, I just think drag has become, and I'm not the first person to say this, but drag has become so custom. It's lost a lot of that character and that grit that I really like when I see someone who's like openly and visibly queer or like whatever, like I love that they're just wearing an H&M dress, you know. So I don't know. I think UK was arguing. I don't know if you guys agree with me, just given that I mentioned it before, but like I think it was the better season that's like going on right now. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, or maybe it's apples and oranges for you.
I think it's apples and oranges. I think also like it started off
strong. Oranges
are
poisonous. So
it started off strong and didn't end strong for me, but
there's some back and forth in my opinion, like some good with the US, some good with the UK, like, but I can't.
We're still not done with the US.
Out of my freaking head, and I also can't get how past episode we saw Ellie Diamond in a gaff, literally with her butt hanging out. Let's get into the top 4. Let's talk about Ellie.
Yeah, so this episode starts off and like they just finished. There's not a top 3, there's a top 4, because a double save probably shouldn't have happened. I don't know why they're dragging Ellie along, but Tace is officially, and I love this better than Lip Sync Assassin. She's the lip sync serial killer.
I love how you were like freaking waiting on that one. You're like, you like that guy? You like that?
She said it herself. I'm just repeating.
But that's,
I mean, she's a fierce lip syncer. I mean, she just really, she's someone that reminds me that she kind of like, you know, a little bit like Coco Much. She's like, well, I'm just good. She's like, I don't know what I'm good at. I'm just good. So just like, I will get through this. And in a way she kind of did, because she just sort of like, nothing really ever shook Tace. You never hear those moments of Tace being like, oh, I'm insecure about being like a star. Like she's just usually trying to like sort of like focus or like channel something into it. So she kind of gave me like an adore quality to her, like in the sense that like she had just this charisma that you could not send home. You couldn't be like, Tace, get out of here. I honestly don't understand.
I was gonna say she was also some kinds like the parental or the only one. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like she was the wise one. Like she was like when they're all fighting over like Ellie's screwing up the comedy lineup, Tace is like, she's playing the game. Like she always like kind of had.
She didn't take it personally.
Line.
I think that was interesting. Yeah.
Everybody's pressed. I absolutely agree. she was like the one that's like, okay, everybody's pressed, but it's a game, girl. So sorry about it. It all comes out to
she was really level-headed about it, and she didn't like try to make Ellie, because I didn't like the way Ellie handled it, but I didn't like the way that Ahura or Lauren tried to make her feel bad. I'm like, you know, it's like it's a shitty position to be in.
Yeah.
But like Ahura said when they sort of like sat down, she's like, at the end of the day, no matter what the order, like if you're funny, like that's why I was really mad that Bimini, because when Bimini said like, doesn't matter where you put me, I'll be funny. Like that to me is like a winner.
Yeah.
That's a winner's mentality.
Yeah. I was happy to see at the beginning of this, like Ellie and Lawrence kind of made up. And then also when Lawrence was learning the choreography and struggling, Ellie was like his cheerleader and like helped Lawrence get on his game. So there's a couple of touching moments there between Ellie and Lawrence that like made up for some of the nastiness that happened in the past. But
yeah, and that's because, and I always like to remind, and if anyone's watching this, or it's always good to remind these, this is television, it's a different type of reality, and they all have really, I mean, I really liked Ahura. She posted like a top 4. She's like team. She posted her pictures with like, she said she was team everyone basically. She's like, I'm team Ellie and team Taste, you know, and it was, I thought that was really like, that's like, because that's the reality of it is. Yes, because like, I mean, they don't even get any money in this one. They really are just trying to get the exposure and to put out their art. And so I'm glad they're able to sort of like take a breath. And
that's what I'm confused about is, you know, in these communities that have these cancellations, you know what I mean? It's so easy for
some of your canceled.
Right. Yeah, it's so easy for somebody to be canceled, but I mean, it's somebody with the drag on the season, you know, if somebody has a problem, they're all in support of each other. They grow even on the show.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and even after Bimini was clearly robbed, she she posted how she's so happy for Lawrence and how
that picture of Taste and them all hugging.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a little fucking Pisces baby. I teared up a little bit because I thought that was so cute, because you can really see true joy in Taste's face.
Yeah.
You can see true joy in Bimini's face, and everyone behind them is just lit up. Because at the end of the day, and I know it's like just because like we're digesting this as art and like a competition, but it's like they're on this platform. You know, it's like they go from having, you know, 4,000 followers to like hundreds of thousands of people at least to know and see who and know who they are. So it's like everyone wins. Everyone really is winning. Even the first queen who went home, who I can't remember, Cherry Valentine, right? Or
oh, bless her soul, Cherry Valentine.
Joe was the first one
when she came back.
Joe was the first.
Well, but Joe came back. So it's actually, that's what always sucks about being the queen, who like, if you like, so they put her as the person who went home first because Joe got to come back. So Joe actually went home 5th or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Victoria went home 4th.
Asina's so beautiful.
So beautiful. I think honestly, it made me feel, because actually I love last season of Drag Race UK. I love this season of Drag Race. You know what I mean? The UK, because it was like I feel like Drag Race UK is gonna be like its own thing and like self-sufficient now.
Yeah, I feel like I totally fell in love with almost every single one of them. I honestly just couldn't get on Sister's brand.
Oh, of course. Well, Sister is the annoying Portland queer. Like, I mean, I know you guys can't say, but I experience all the time. Like, they are the person that I like least like to. They have no perception of reality except their own.
Yeah.
And it's like, my. And also the fact that she had a blue mask again, I was like, okay, you really can't come up with your own ideas. Like, like it's crazy.
So I think the best way to talk about this finale is to break it down by the girls. So let's start with Ellie. Ellie, so they had to do choreography, write their own lyrics, have lunch with Michelle and Ru, and then their Eleganza runway. So Ellie, first of all, I liked her cute little customized jacket, the LED on the back. During her lunch with RuPaul, she said that she got her start with drag because she fell in love with Adore Delano. So I have to like applaud that, obviously.
Who is forcing you. I don't know who are the powers that be. They're like, well, adore Delano.
Adore, like for you, Katya is your like all-time
Yeah.
like drag queen. Mine is Adore. Like, but anyways, I think for the actual number that they performed in, I loved Ellie's outfit. And
she danced well. She danced well.
Yeah, she
was
danced
like,
well. Her runway eleganza. I think my favorite comment was when Graham Norton was like, oh, I know where they're hiding the toilet paper, because I don't know if you like are old enough to remember, but like old toilet paper covers, like, do you remember those like Barbies that like they used to have Barbies
baby.
with really big dresses that they would sit over top of the toilet paper to cover your like spare roll?
I go to Goodwill's all the time, honey. You have no idea. There's so many of those things in the furniture section at Goodwill's. Like, and I love Kitsch, I love Catch, and so it's like I love that there's you probably could get a RuPaul toilet paper holder thing. Like, yeah. But she also, I think the thing about her is like she just is like she's 21. But think about like where Violet Chachki was when she was 21. I think about where Ellie Diamond was.
Aquaria.
I'm not saying that Ellie Diamond is immensely impressive. She has so many more skills than I will like ever have. But that doesn't make a winner, which I think is like kind of when she like sort of she's like, I do wigs, I do this. And I'm like, well, you do them well, honey, but like so does everyone, right?
Tonight was the first night we saw her in a gown. I was happy to like finally see it switched up, but like, yeah, a little too late.
I mean, it was gorgeous, but it's like, could she not afford the rest of the hoop skirt? Like, it just like sort of like dropped off. And it didn't fit right on the shoulders.
It was
like, again,
it's just toilet paper. Chase, once again, I also loved Chase's boy jacket that he was wearing for his lunch. I think that he had a good conversation.
Oh, you're talking about are you talking about Chase's workroom look, that green thing? Like the green, like suit? Like he had like a pant and a...
Yeah.
I literally was like, is that Cody James? Does that not look, you know Cody James, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that look like Cody James had? Like where he had like a, I was like, oh, I really like Chase. And again, I know they did so poorly. Very Roxy Andrews their way through this. But like they were so likable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. The outfit
and really good fashion.
Normally I love her fashion, but the outfit for the challenge number I thought was awful.
You have poor taste, Perry. You have just poor taste.
Her runway eleganza, though, I thought it was good. I thought that it was kind of weird that like it was just because it was a bodysuit, so it was just straight up and down. Like it didn't have a lot of shape.
I felt like I'd seen it. Didn't she wear something like that? Like I swear to God, like as soon as she came out,
didn't, but I think she just. I agree with Perry in your comment. Like it needed oomph. It needed something that wasn't like, again, it was like with the Utica thing. I was like, I mean, cool.
It almost made me think she never thought she was going to make it to the final four, and she didn't have a finale dress prepared. Because like
what?
It just seemed like a
I think Taste is in her head the winner always. She has no. I don't know. She sometimes the way she was do things. I was like, she's delusional. She's kind of like Valentina. Like, do you get that vibe from her at all?
My fantasy. Yeah.
But like some of the things that she posted for the actual finale party, like she had some stunning things, but she like I feel like she just didn't have anything. Okay, so then Lawrence, I liked a little story about like how Lawrence talked about
oh my God, I cried my eyes whenever they take the little picture out and they're like, what would you say to 4-year-old little
his
Perry?
hair is just so ridiculous.
That hairline.
When he talked about, I was gonna say when he talked about how Scotland has kind of always been a butt of UK jokes, and then like fat bastard, and then like he was like, I was the little fat bastard of Scotland. Like I'm glad that he was able to take humor and make it his biggest strength. Like,
and I said when Lawrence won, I was a little bit because I love Bimini so much. Again, that's like my kind of queen. But Lawrence's story arc, it's moving, especially for someone who grew up in like, you know, a lot of us, I think all three of us here at least, we're not it wasn't cool to be gay when we were kids. Now it's very cool. There wasn't RuPaul's Drag Race, you know, degrees in college and whatever the kids have now these fancy days. So I really loved how Lawrence had such a Lawrence just like the vulnerability with her is unparamounted. Like I don't think and also like it just made me love her even more. Like I think what's that one judge? What's his name with the tooth? I can't remember his name.
Alan Carr.
Alan Carr. I actually do like him, but even when she makes mistakes, you just want to like her even more. Which is like kind of like what you said. Like it's like she really has made because not being perfect is her thing. It's like even when she messes up, you're like, oh, that's just Lawrence. And like, as I think RuPaul does have a good eye for like, because I feel like she picked the winner like in day one. She was like, Lawrence Chaney. I love just saying it, and I want her to win.
I mean, I felt like that was the most obvious thing about this season is like, there's been a couple seasons where RuPaul has singled out like a favorite, Alaska and All Stars,
but not always. Ivy Winters didn't always make it. You know, or there's been people. There's been times RuPaul will give you an opportunity, but she will not always.
Well, then like Lawrence like started off so strong, and it completely the COVID 7 months they took a break completely flipped. Whereas like Lawrence was like killing it, and Bimini like started off in the bottom and was struggling a little bit. Then they come back from the break, and all of a sudden Lawrence is struggling and Bimini is killing it. Like, but I was really prepared for the finale for Lawrence to slay at least one of the things and like then be prepared for him to win. But like he really didn't. His performance was terrible. His runway,
Aww.
I think that his runway was probably the worst out of all the runways tonight. Like it was not eleganza at all. Like I don't.
But he. Okay, yep. Keep going. Keep going. I still can't.
No, I'm ready for your feedback now.
Well, I just think, and the thing that was, and once I like sat with it for a second, is another thing that has frustrated me, and I'm like, I just don't like how there's never been a big winner. Like that's not how the population works. You know, it's like we've had 13 seasons, we've had 5 all-stars, we've always like there's been big girls on, there's been people who are not conventionally attractive on, and they do really well. And like I always remember when Ginger Minj lost to Violet Chachki, and I love Violet Chachki a lot, but I thought Ginger Minj deserved it more at the time. It just made me really happy because Lawrence Chaney represents that group of people that always kept for year after year after year. We're told that you can get to the top, but you just aren't good enough to be the winner. And so even though Bimini really was my like sweet spot, I liked that the
well
Lawrence
name. We talked about the big girl thing last week, and I think that we kind of came to an agreement with Kimber that we all felt that like Eureka probably should have been the big girl to win. Like we liked her on her season. I really
liked Eureka. But that's what I'm saying. It was like always, we'd always would be like.
And I'm glad that really now Lawrence won, that we don't have to talk about this anymore. But also
I wouldn't say that, but
do you want, like, if I was Lawrence, would I want to have won thinking that the only reason I won is because they needed a big girl to win, or would you want to win because you felt like
no. I would love to make like, I think that's like, because that's like the difference between like tokenism and like affirmative action. Like, I mean, like, here we go, getting political. But it's like, I think like it's not that we need to like stop having these conversations, or that like she like wins because she's bigger. I think like she represents people who are part of that like undercurrent that never really, like, again, like were represented on Drag Race. It's not like people were represented, but they just weren't told they could get to the finish line. And when you look at, when you look at the runways and you look at things, they really praise a certain body type, and they praise a certain thing, and it's hard not to, because like, art is subjective. But I don't know. I don't think Lawrence like leaned into that, but she so it's like maybe it's more projecting onto her why I was so happy that I kind of like got acclimated to her winning versus like my heart, because like I thought Bimini was gonna win, because Bimini also they did the same thing like they did in All Stars 2, where they like she had a great interview. They made Bimini seem like super like easy and chill, just like Katya and All Stars 2. Like I don't know, they made it seem like Alaska was gonna win. Or maybe I'm making too many analogies, but
Well, I mean, like also remember they filmed like all three of them winning. So
I know, but
everything that was happened, they don't actually like that wasn't like when Lawrence walked the runway and they're all cheering for him. They also all cheered for Bimini and they all cheered for Taste. So like they didn't know Lawrence actually won.
No, but I'm talking about more about like the interview, like when they like they the way they edit the show
No, I get, yeah.
makes you they makes you feel like Bimini really had a shot, because the thing that reason I think Bimini didn't win is because that Lawrence had like sort of like a from 1 to how many episodes, like there was like 11 episodes, 12 episodes.
No, there was only 10 episodes, I think.
10 episodes. So from 1 to 10, Lawrence did this, and so she did well overall, where Bimini really only did well from like 5 to 10. Does that make sense? And so like, but she did so well. I mean, it's really hard to again, it's like apples and oranges, but I'm excited. I'm glad. I'm happy for Lawrence. So I don't know why I did that, but
Summer, we haven't heard from you in a minute.
Hi, I'm still here. Haven't passed out yet. Still kicking. I'm just kidding.
I might pass out if you're careful.
I mean, Lawrence represents a lot of things, and I feel like at the moment everybody's focusing on he represents the big girls, and so I feel like Bimini is going to get the representation. I mean, everybody's going to get representation from everything, every season, everybody. I mean, it's going to live on, the legacy. They're going to come back All Stars. That's why it's All Stars. International.
It's true.
That's going to be fun, though.
One of the things that I wrote down was because it's UK, they don't get like a cash prize. They don't. So the prize is they get shipped out to Hollywood to film like a series. Like that's the prize. And so I wrote down in my who will be best served by winning the trip to Hollywood, because like as much as I think Bimini deserved to win, Bimini's like what Bimini does great is like her looks, and like I think she's going to kill it on the circuit, like going around and meeting fans and like that. But I do think that Lawrence tends to lean more into like if he has a series on Wow Presents, I feel like that's more his like where he would go.
Well,
I'm not saying that he can't.
Right.
I'm not saying he can't
Right.
tour either. I just think the winning package, he's probably going to benefit from the most.
I mean, you can see it now. He's going to get introduced on his TV show. It's Lawrence Jenny. I mean, it's going to be iconic. There's going to be T-shirts, probably jock straps. I don't know. And
I would love a jock strap with the jock part was the Lawrence face.
No, I don't know. There's something about his character that just is like, you can't stop watching him.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Bimini now, because we talked about all the one. So Bimini, she had her moment. I loved it when I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember why she said it, but she says, everyone loves a grower, not a shower. She was referring to like her change from when she came back from, but then she gave us that heartbreaking speech about like she lost a friend, and the day that they returned was their 9-year anniversary. She was really, really motivated to win, and it showed because she just killed every single thing she did from that moment forward. Her look last night, like her look on the runway was so amazing. She killed that performance when she was in the challenge. And then even in the lip sync, I feel like in the lip sync, they were all at first kind of swallowed by like having that many people on stage. And like Bimini started off just kind of going at it slowly, I think. But it was like by the end, she was really pouring herself into that lip sync. Like, I don't know. I just loved like Bimini's arc.
She's always had a good performance. Like she had in the Bing Bang Bong, I mean, she was talking about doing her chair aerobics, and she jumps off the chair into
Also, if you follow her on Twitter, she has a very interesting and fun Twitter. She's always doing stretches and things and clips and tips.
Absolutely. And it's amazing in how great, I mean, I don't know if she's teaching it herself or what, but I mean, she's definitely come back with like, okay, I'm going to come back and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to kill it and show them what I'm made for. And I'm just going to be myself. That's it.
Like win or no win, they didn't win money either way. So I think win or no win, she's going to
win or no win, no money.
She's gonna do great though. Like second place, she's already won.
Alaska. She gives me huge Alaska vibes. She gives me really big Evie Oddly vibes. She's just so conceptual, so smart, and like
Twitter, she already has walked London Fashion Week. She has done magazine covers. Something recent as I was on the toilet. I masturbate every morning on Twitter. And sometimes, like I said, there's something that pops up.
You accidentally stumble upon some real information.
Right. There's Bimini in her, and she just did a photo shoot, and she's looking sickening. And it's
also how did you talk about how they all got work done?
Yeah. Yes. Well, Sister Ahura and
Bimini.
Yeah.
Bimini
and Taze. Let's be honest. And
Sisters
came back.
Sister kind of got a botched job though. Like
Sisters better be unbotched. Sister just she the way you talk about Olivia, that was kind of the way I feel about Little Sister. Like I wanted to like Sister. Not Olivia. There's someone else. Candy. I really wanted to like her, but everything she's just snarky and she's rude and she doesn't have she's like, well, fuck that bitch. I don't know. Also, again, I don't care for sisters. Her performance on Drag Race was not to my taste.
Listen, don't get defensive when somebody calls you out for being like, listen, you stole my shit. And it's like, you actually did. So don't get defensive, honey. Just be like, yeah, I stole it. So what? You did better. Here I am.
Or honestly, I mean, we've had some situations in the Portland drag community where conceptual ideas have been stolen and it's caused a little bit of drama. And I'm always like, why would you do it in the same space that like people, you know what I mean? Like you can like riff off someone's art, you can just like mess and be like, you inspired me to do this. And like, I don't know, there's just ways to go about it that are better. I don't know, sister rubbed me wrong way, but we're living in a Lawrence Chaney's reign. We'll go from now until
Purple Rain.
Sing it, Summer. So Lawrence obviously won. They brought back all the other girls. Like, to me,
spoiler alert.
Spoiler! If you watched it this far and didn't know, Lawrence Chaney won. And you're dumb for watching it this far. Some of my favorite looks from the returning girls, though, I thought Joe's, like you guys mentioned, his ship look was really cool. I also think Tia looked stunning. Out of all the girls, Tia is who I most hope to see on an All-Stars. Who out of the ones that didn't win would you most want to see on an All-Star?
Cherry. I want to see Cherry so bad. She came out in that red latex with that like pink glitter harness. Ooh, my God, yes. Yeah. Cherry all the way.
I would be Veronica Green. I mean, this is sort of a cop out because obviously they're coming back, but yeah, I
already
really
cast
like the
season 3.
I know, but they give me like, but it's interesting because usually when that happens, it's like a medical reason or like,
well,
you know what I mean? Like
it's a reason she had COVID.
I know. But do we believe in COVID here? Just kidding. No. Okay, but like I know, but like it was like a knee injury or like something like that really was like a hard break, and it wasn't like it made it like Veronica like literally got like she was like on a winning streak, wasn't she, or something? Like she just had that amazing pig thing and won the week before. I don't know. I just thought Veronica like had to like
her pig Medusa. But let me ask you, are you believing her little masked superhero moment on the finale?
wait, what is like did I like it?
Yeah.
Basic. She's like, I'm green. They had a lot of queens on this season that were like a color. Cherry, Joe Black,
I mean, if you think about it,
Ginny Lemon.
if you think about it, their promo, it's all the rainbow.
Oh yeah. They made that, and then they made the ones that didn't have names and had anything to do with colors, just like pick random colors. It was just such a weird promo, but I mean, gorgeous. They all look stunning. So who am I to complain? So I would love to see. So I can't say Veronica Green. Is that was that the conclusion?
You can say whatever you want, but is there anybody else besides Veronica? Since we know Veronica's coming back.
I guess Ahura. I mean, I don't know. I feel like she might take a Laganja step because apparently her bullying has been like terrible. Like her online stuff. She posts like similar things that like Candy Muse dealt with on
Which
Twitter.
is crazy because she had like the like I feel like her moment with Tia and like I feel like they got past that. Like I don't know why.
The fandom is toxic. I mean, like I honestly love doing this. I'm glad that you guys do this and have something that's like a positive. Like you guys do a lot of like just remembering this is a TV show. Like we have to remember that because these are people and all the RuCap culture and the whole like everything is like people just like fixate on these details and they say awful things to these people and I always feel bad for them. But so I love to see Ahura back. I don't know if she'll be back because I know she really doesn't like but she did say she liked how Drag Race must have like learned some stuff because she said thank you to she tweeted like thank you to Wow Presents for like the therapists and stuff like that. So they must have like people on hand now to help celebrities deal with
don't you go through
online hate?
Don't you go through like a mental check before you go on RuPaul's Drag Race?
Yes, girl, but that's only to make sure that you won't like lose it, like and kill yourself. They don't give you. It's like it'd be like me making sure like, okay, you're not gonna kill yourself. Go on TV. Good luck. By the way, hundreds of thousands of people will be like sending you hate mail like this. With like how do you even like? Because also like no one knows that they're gonna be like prepared for that. So I'm glad they have like an on staff something.
On staff psychologist, on staff doctor, on staff coffee runner, on staff. I mean, anything the queen needs. I mean, what else?
Unfortunately, the Scandal Sesh does not have a budget to help pay for your therapist, Summer. So I'm sorry about all the fan hatred that you're getting, but
I'm sorry for writing most of it.
That's okay.
I love you, Summer, and I love you, Perry.
I live in a bunker underneath an airport.
Hey, you want to know what? So at the Superstar Divas show at the Star Theater last night, I had 3 different people come up to me to tell us that they love watching the Scandal Sesh and they're subscribers. It's like, we have fans! Woo-woo!
Oh my God.
Well, we do it for the fans.
Yeah.
We do it for the fans. I mean, I like Portland. I'm realizing I like Portland more than I like most places. And so I'm just always happy to pop around with the other characters in our fun little town. So
right. And if you're watching, if you're one of those people that came up to me, thank you so much for sending us the love and thank you for keeping watching.
Yeah.
But I think that sums up our episode. Is there anything else you want to add? Is there anything that I bullied you over and didn't get you to say?
No,
my hole is tight and I'm ready for a vaccine orgy. And
no, I've actually literally
since
we had our conversation Summer
at the door and your panties.
Ever since we had our conversation Summer, I have been talking about like who's gonna host this first orgy. Like someone needs to get on. I think you need to start. You need to manifest.
Perry will get it for me. Mine's in a couple weeks.
All right, babies. Well, I love you so much. Is there anything else you need from me?
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today, Katya. And we'll make sure to put your Venmo at the end so all of our lovely viewers can send you some love. And
sure.
Yes, everybody else subscribe. And this is the end of our UK recaps, but we still have a couple more
episodes left. But now I think the nice thing is because sometimes when they start these franchises, you're like, will they survive in other places? I think UK is going to be just fine. I think we're going to see 13 or 14 seasons of Drag Race UK. So I'll see you when I'm 48, right?
And we got Australia and España on the way, so
and
there'll be
Mexico.
no end.
Mexico's in the works. Yes, it's
What?
like All-Star 6 is also Mexico. They're doing a Mexico one.
Oh, I thought you were saying they said España wrong.
No. Well, I mean, you probably were. Don't be racist, Perry. Okay. You candy news hater. All right, love you both.
Love you.
Talk soon.
Bye.
I'll see you back when I'm. Let's go to Rooster.
They're writing in right now. We're getting all kinds of feedback. You're canceled again.
Okay.
Oh my God! Look at the
sequel
feed. Oh my God! All of the man, just going crazy over here.
It's all comments from Perry.
I'm typing them quickly as we're talking.